Outgoing Republican Representative Madison Cawthorn is now being sued by the law firm that represented him earlier this year as his candidacy was being challenged under Section 3 of Amendment 14 of the U.S. Constitution, claiming that because he supported the insurrection on the against the federal government, he should be barred from being on the ballot. Now, the law firm swooped in. It's the Bopp law firm out of Indiana. Swooped in, represented him, did a good job, and they won. Madison Cawthorn was, in fact, put on the ballot. He didn't win, so he is leaving office at the end of this year. And I guess because he didn't win the primary, he just decided, you know what? I'm not going to pay my bill. Because even though you saved me, you got me on the ballot, I didn't win, so nothing matters. So Cawthorn is now being sued by the Bopp law firm for almost $200,000 in unpaid legal fees. The exact amount, for the record, is $193,296.85. That is what he owes in legal fees and costs to this Indiana law firm for saving his butt. Let's be clear about what this law firm did. They swooped in, they saved him from being barred from ever holding public office again, not just that one seat. Because had he been found guilty of supporting that insurrection, which it wasn't a criminal trial, it was just about his ability to be on a ballot. If they had found him guilty, that would end any political ambition Madison Cawthorn may have ever had. So they weren't able to, let him win the primary. That wasn't their job. But they protected him to where he doesn't have to worry about being kicked off the ballot in the future either. That's a pretty remarkable feat for the Bopp law firm here. And I think $200,000, especially for somebody like Madison Cawthorn, who had actually made a lot of money, according to reports, before even running for Congress, that's pretty good. And Madison Cawthorn, like I just said, had money of his own before even going to Congress. He could afford the $200,000 legal fee. Not to mention, because it was 100% campaign related, he also could have paid those legal fees out of his campaign funds. No harm, no foul. There's nothing wrong with that. If your campaign, which is what that was, gets in trouble, you can use your campaign funds to pay the legal fees. He just chose not to. Now, we've seen over the years, Madison Cawthorn is very bad with money. He's had multiple scandals involving money, overpaying some members of his staff that also had worked on his campaign, some that were currently also working on his campaign. So the guy is frivolous, to put it mildly, with his campaign money. So maybe he didn't have anything left to pay these lawyers. But you did out of your personal bank account. And that's what matters. And they're coming for you. You're going to have to pay them eventually. It'd probably be easier for you to go ahead and just write them a check rather than having to also go through the expenses of litigation. Because guess what? They're probably going to be able to hit you for those legal fees too. So that $193,000 bill that you owe is likely to top $200,000 if you don't go ahead and pay up soon. I'd say this law firm deserves it for saving your sorry ass. But Cawthorn doesn't care. He's moved down to Florida thinking about his political future. But every time you think about that future, Madison, you need to remember that this law firm that you stiffed is the only reason you can even think about running for office again.
One of our sponsors today is Fume. Fume is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us, like ones that harm our health. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. Instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious, natural flavors. Fume's new version 2 model is snappy and tactile. With an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap, your fingers will always have something to do. I'll admit I was a little skeptical before trying Fume, but I've loved it. It looks awesome, fits right in my pocket. The feel, the flavor, the whole experience is very enjoyable and familiar. The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed perfectly to do just that. It's Fume's goal to make switching easy and even enjoyable. They have thousands of 5-star reviews from people just like you who've successfully switched when other solutions just didn't work. Head to tryfume.com and use code ROF to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help kickstart your positive habits. The link is down below.